So, quick video here on some of the questions, comments and criticisms I've had on my hand conditioning videos that I've made, or so-called iron hand, though that particular term always seems a bit over the top to me. Like the criticisms is always like, man, what are you doing? Because basically because of these calluses I have, like, what are you doing, man? That's bad technique or whatever. You shouldn't have calluses and etc. I don't know what authority such people speak with. A very well-known karate sensei I trained, well, who owned the dojo, wasn't bad enough to train directly under him, badass enough to train directly under him, way back when, 20 years ago or something, in London. He said that no one should have calluses. It's the cartilage in between the knuckles needs to be developed and stuff. I mean, almost to the extent that like Masayama, the famous Japanese karateka, apparently his knuckles are fused together and stuff. Like hands, like, I think the description is hocks of ham, but he didn't have calluses. On the other hand, probably what I use a thumbnail for this video, there's a picture of Bruce Lee, and I think he's doing something like this. Anyway, you can see that he's got calluses on all four knuckles, and he also, this thing, oh, you should only condition the top, these two knuckles. Well, you know, why not do the others? Why not do press-ups on the others and get them as well? There's strikes that utilize the bottom three knuckles. Certainly, sometimes doing a break, I prefer to like hit strike down, for example, using these three knuckles. That's just my thing. So it seems to be some people get them, some people don't. I didn't. With reference to a question I get, how do I get the calluses? I didn't sort of go, oh, I want calluses on my knuckles. They just happen with the training. I mean, this is my environment for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I'm commonly doing press-ups in between sweeping up or just striking my hand, you know, the heel of the hand, which is why you get this sort of thing. So naturally, I think I just get them, and I think prosaically I've just got slightly weak skin, so they callus easily. So I mean, some people do, some people don't. I don't think it means you've got bad technique at all, but it depends how far you want to go. There's videos on YouTube of a Chinese guy, proper Chinese, like probably his iron hand, where his hand just looks like a baseball catcher's mitt. It's so calloused. You may not want to go that far. You probably do run the risk of losing some dexterity or whatever. But calluses, and people say, oh, you're going to give yourself arthritis and stuff. There is that argument in iron or hand conditioning training, but calluses are rough skin at the end of the day. I mean, I don't see how that equates to like an arthritis risk. It's like you get calluses on the heels of your feet if you walk a lot or something. You know, you're not running the risk of arthritis at the heel, are you? The only other thing I would say about hand conditioning, and particularly braking, is any sort of conditioning or striking, bones will thicken and stuff, Wolf's Law, and you can see plenty of videos of Okinawan, particularly Okinawan karate guys who've got very noticeable lumps and bumps, and I've known several people with that the bone in the base of the wrist that you strike with, or you can strike with, Stoll, it comes out like a spur. I think it's called, like, really worryingly, it's called something like a benign tumour or something, where just the bone just calcifies massively. I think that's the description for it. But you know, it's super great for braking, but it's immediately obvious. I did have a teacher of that as well, and it's one of those things you are going to get. You will get stuff like that. The only thing I would say is I've noticed recently there's been a spate of how to brake. Several martial arts. It's the boat in the bay there, Nagasaki Harbour. God, there's all sirens and stuff. I chose a good moment to make this video, didn't I? Yeah, but there's been a spate of martial arts YouTubers doing sort of how to brake videos, and with all due respect to their expertise and knowledge and everything, I'm not for a second denying that. I don't think they do that much braking. They'll show how they brake, and it's something really like, and I'm not being facetious here, it really was like one guy did like a piece of plywood board like that, or another guy was just doing some minuscule brick. It was like a sliver, and he just pressed it. So it's like, almost like, I'm going to break this, and the thing broke. Like, he didn't have to put any effort on it at all. And there's always stuff like you've got to channel your ki, and you've got to see through the thing. Well, that's kind of legit, you've got to see through the thing, but it's kind of all, it's verging on sort of this mumbo jumbo. You've got to channel your ki and feel your hand glowing, and if you're breaking for the hand, that type of stuff. It's almost like a Master Ken skit. And also, if you're not going to break anything like kind of sizable, or that's a bit of a challenge, like a brick or something, I don't see what it shows. And it's making a bit light of it for me. It's not a game breaking. It obviously carries definite risks. There doesn't seem to be any warning to people not to try it under the age of, let's say, 18. Bones are still developing and stuff. I know the kids at the Shaolin Temple start breaking, but that's them. You know, for most people, you do not want to start breaking. And I always make any questions I get from people that I think are under that age, I just say, because I feel like I should do. I would really not recommend it at all. There doesn't seem to be any sort of warnings from that on these videos. And some of these martial arts, like I say, they got tens of thousands of views, some tens of thousands of views, and many followers, you know, in the high thousands. But they really should specify that it carries definite dangers. And well, anyway, just repeating myself there. But so I mean, I think calluses, they happen to some people, they don't happen to others. There's plenty of karate in my martial art, which is predominantly karate, but like taekwondo or kung fu. I said earlier, Bruce Lee, you know, jeet kune do. Some people get them, some people don't. Like some people, they do rugby, or, well, no, it's keeping the martial arts, they do jiu-jitsu or judo, and their ears get properly cauliflowered up. My judo teacher here, Azaki Sensei, his ears, I'm surprised he can hear. It's just, there's not even like an aperture, a hole. It's just properly, and his right hand man, his ears are completely like mine, no problems. So it just seems to be something like cauliflowers, calluses and stuff, things some people get and some people don't. But in conclusion, the shape of your hands, if you do breaking a lot, which I do, then you will get probably stuff to some degree. And if you're sort of a more sports orientated martial artist, that's not a criticism or anything, but if you're not training on stuff like this stone and stuff and whatever, you probably won't get those things, but you won't be so acclimatized, if that's the right word, to breaking. And I would be very wary about advising about something, with the greatest of respect, you don't really do to any great extent, because like I say, it's not something to be treated lightly, and definite warnings and cautions and everything should be given first. So that's just my little humble opinion there on calluses, and went to a bit of breaking in general.